This video is going to show entering in the length and diameter of a bit, measuring it and entering in those sizes into the OSI controller. This is going to be a little bit longer video. So what I've done is I printed this blank document here that I can document some of these things that I do, so if I ever have a question or I screw it up or something, maybe I have some chance to figure it out without starting all over. So today, 8/9/18, we're going to put a new tool number 2 in. This is where we're going to put the length in, and this is where we're going to put the diameter in. Chad Thielen's the operator. So, like I say, this video is going to be a little bit of a long one. We're going to come over here. Tool number 2 is my 1/2 inch 2 flute down spiral. It's used to do all my dados and such. I'm going to try to put the camera down. This torque wrench is set to 100 inch-pounds. I don't need to set it right now, but I'm going to want it set for when I put the tool back in the nut. So we're going to loosen up the collet. It always loosens up my hand and then it gets tight again. So now I'm going to break it loose. Pull that out. Grab a brand newly sharpened 2 flute down spiral. My sharpening guy has got Sharpie on there that it's 0.460 diameter. Doesn't matter, I'm going to measure it myself anyways. I always have air handy and I blow these out really well. All those collet rings and stuff, they could get dust packed in it, and if it got dust packed in it, it possibly would not want to crimp on equally. So this corner of the bit right there, I like to line that point up with the top of the silver collet. That way all my bits have about the same amount of length pointed downward, it seems. I don't know if that's necessary or not, that's probably just a bad thing. Now it can be a less bit. Alright, so we're going to turn on our calibration machine. I'm going to crank it down. And you can crank it down far enough to where it actually teeters and lifts the base off the ground. Don't do that. Put it down and kind of find the sweet spot. And every time I felt it go down and kind of bottom out, it shows all zeros on my screen. So I trust that it's 0. Now I'm going to bring it down on 1 point. There's 2 points on the end of this bit. The first one is, and I always lift it up, bring it down, lift it up, bring it down a couple times, and see what kind of number I get. So 3.031 on that point. Let's go to the other point. Try to move it as little as possible. 3.031 right on. So I'm going to write that down in my tool length. 3.031. Another. Alrighty, and then shut off the calibration tool. And then I'm going to take my dial caliper. Now I do all this in inches. You're going to also. So we'll zero out our dial calipers. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to kind of spin it, not against the cutting threads, but with the cutting threads. 0.4, 0.44. .448, 0.5, we're going to go 0.45 right on. According to my legend here, back in April I replaced this with these here sizes. And it's possible that that's lasted 4 months, or 3.5 months. I mean, all it does is dados. The outline cutter though, the number 7 bit, that's the 3/8 compression, the main bit for cutting outline stuff, there's no way that's gonna last that long. You're gonna swap that one out probably 2 or 3 times more than you're gonna swap out anything else. So I'm gonna just bring this back and put it in place. You see from the side that the geometry of the tool holder there, you can put this in like this. You can do it, okay? It's holding it in this groove. That's wrong. You need to be in this groove. Not this groove, the top groove here. So we're gonna lower that down. And it clicks into place much harder in the proper groove. The other groove is really loose, but that, when the tool changer comes over and grabs it, if it was in the wrong one, it would probably break this. And these things, they literally just bolt right in. Like you can't, it seems like it's a little sloppy until they get tight, but it doesn't matter. These things are flexible enough. Mike Sheeman knows where to get these from. All right, this is the part. Don't let anybody bother you. Try to focus better. So F4 always brings you to the home screen. F10, it's kind of like a circle. It will roll to the next set of menus. Like right now, the green line is what all these buttons will do. F10 will roll that to the next set. And now the green lines are what these buttons will control. So we want to go to tables. Offset, offset, and which tool are we talking about? We're talking about tool number 2. Edit, length, 3.031, and you just type it in, 0. The focus doesn't want to stay real well. 3.031. And then we use the down arrow to go down to diameter. Over. So I'm just using this to go left and right. You have to, absolutely critical that you make sure your decimal's in the right place. 0.45 is our now let's look at this. The old diameter is 0.39, and if I go up to the last time I had a number 2 tool, I replaced it 0.39. So I mean, seeing this record here makes me pretty comfortable. So 0.45. If your dados were too tight, this tool, number 2, the tool that cuts the dados, if they're too skinny, you need to come in here and make an adjustment and kind of lie and say that the tool's skinnier. You see it's making a pass, it's moving over and making another pass. It's not doing it all in one pass. So if you want to widen your dado, you need to lessen the diameter of the tool by like 0.001. So let's say that 0.45 was too big, the dados were too tight, and I mean, if they're too tight by like a 1/16, you did something wrong. If they're too tight by like a hair, and like I don't like to push them tight, right? I mean, you want them basically to fall right in there with very little effort. You would go like 0.45 would be a good number. 0.01, it's pretty big. You want to adjust it by like 0.05, but really what you're going to do is you're just going to run it, and you're going to feel it. If you're really high speed and you have an entire nest and you fit that first piece and it's like too tight, if you're very careful, don't touch the nest. If you move anything, this won't work. But if you run an entire nest and you put a scrap piece out of your garbage and you put it in there and it's too tight, if you don't touch anything, you can make an adjustment, you can run that nest again. Now, don't consider that the holy grail, but it's going to be better. And then on the next sheet, you could do the whole test over again. All right, so we just entered in our depth. Now we're gonna, or diameter rather. Now we hit edit to get out of this screen. And then we're gonna use our Rolodex to scroll down. So we can highlight exit. We're gonna hit exit. Rolodex down, exit. Part program, select directory, find your directory, and go to work. That's all for the CNC tooling, diameter, and length video.